Hi everyone and welcome to A2B Model Railways and the latest coronavirus pandemic trading update. I just want to do this extra video to give you details about how we're trading over the next few weeks as we move towards the given date by the government in their roadmap for exiting lockdown. Unfortunately, it wasn't the news we hoped for yesterday. I had hoped that we'd be able to open our doors to customers at some point during the month of March and therefore be trading for the Easter weekend. That's not going to be the case. And the earliest date we can now reopen is April the 12th, which is the end of the Easter holiday. Now that news comes as a bitter blow for myself and many small businesses who in this tourist area of Matlock Bath rely on some tourist trade. And to miss out on another Easter weekend is obviously very disappointing and very concerning. Of course, it comes again, the news with no immediate announcement of financial support. We're going to be closed for another 6-7 weeks and we're going to have to wait at least 10 days from the announcement to the budget to find out if there's going to be any more grants or offers of support. Those are, though, the cards we're dealt, and we will continue to work as hard as we can in the circumstances that we find ourselves in. So therefore, we continue to trade as before. We are available online. You can go to our website, www.a2bmodelrailways.co.uk, where you can browse many of the products from our range. And I am adding more products every week as new things come in from our suppliers. If you've got any inquiries, you can email us, kingston129@hotmail.co.uk, and you can give us a call, 07711 318 489, and we can take card payments over the phone. We continue to offer free postage on all orders from £10 up to £300 in value. And if in the Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire and Leicestershire areas, I will continue to deliver contactless where possible. Doing everything we can to support our customers during these difficult times. Now, the one thing I did want to tell you about is the change to our special offers. Originally, at the start of this lockdown period, I said that anybody who ordered from us up to Good Friday, which is the 2nd of April, would go into a special prize draw for the Easter weekend, but would also go into a prize draw that would be drawn at the end of lockdown. Now, the prize for the Easter prize draw was a £100 voucher and other prizes, and the top prize for the lockdown draw was a £50 voucher. At that point, I fully expected the lockdown easing to come before Easter, but now it isn't. So I've decided to make a slight change. What I'm going to do is combine the two draws into one, and I will extend the period up until the 2nd of April or whatever day we open after lockdown. So anybody who orders from us right up to the end of lockdown, the 12th of April, will go into that prize draw, and I will put all the prizes into that one draw. So there'll be a top prize of a £100 voucher, a second prize of a £50 voucher, and there'll be further £20 and £10 vouchers and other prizes as well. So it's going to be a mega draw. And that's my way of saying thank you to customers for your support. Your support has helped us through lockdown last year, through March, April, May and into June. It helped us through November when we lost 4 weeks of pre-Christmas trade. And it's been really supportive in the early part of 2021 through January and through the month of February so far. And I do really appreciate all your support you've given us. So that's my way of saying thank you. That draw will be made on Facebook Live sometime after the 12th of April, and I will post full details in a future shop update video. But that's what we're going to do. A mega draw for everybody who orders from us right from the beginning of lockdown, right up to the 12th of April. Great opportunity to get in there, get some stuff, get yourself in that draw, and also maybe expand on your modelling collection. We do have many more products coming into the shop, and the next shop update video, which will go live early in March, will carry some details of those, including a review of the new Bachmann Thomas range and the train set in particular. Many people will be spending lockdown looking at old projects or maybe starting something new. And over the course of this year, I'm going to share a project with you that I'm working on. I've returned to a project that's been lying dormant in the back of the shop for probably the last 2 years, a vacant baseboard that's been used for storing stock. And I've taken all the track off, I've liberated it from the back of the shop, taken it home, stripped it down, and I'm going to build a brand new layout on that. So I'm going to introduce that to you at the end of this video, and then there'll be features on that over the next few shop update videos using products from the shop as we go along. Hope you enjoy it, and I look forward to the day I can welcome you back to the shop very soon, hopefully from the 12th of April. Till then, take care, stay safe, build a model railway, and here's the introduction to that new layout. Hi everyone, so I've come back home to our spare room, or my work room. It's where I do all my model railway building at the moment. And currently in here I'm working on a 6 foot by 3 foot end gauge layout commission for a customer, which is taking longer than we anticipated because of the stock supply from Pico. Still waiting for some items to come from Pico to allow me to finish that build, which is very frustrating. But rather than sitting here twiddling my thumbs, I decided I would spend the time productively. And since Boris announced his roadmap, I worked out we've got about 48 days from the announcement of the roadmap to the day we potentially can reopen for business on the 12th of April. So I've started or revived an old project, and I'm going to set myself the challenge of completing it in that 48 days. See if I can get it ready to display in the shop in the time of reopen. And I'm going to share the starting point of that project with you today, and then I'm going to film some of the different construction techniques used during the build, using products from the shop, so we can showcase some modelling techniques and also look at ways you can use some of the items we've got for sale in the shop as well. So just to set everything in context, the model is 4 foot by 1 foot baseboard. It's going to be double O gauge, and that's about the standard size I tend to work in. Actually, I'm a bit of a serial double O gauge micro layout builder, so it's a size I'm very, very familiar with. Visitors to the shop will know that I often have my exhibition layout Scaleby West on show in there, and that started out as a 4 foot by 1 foot scenic board. Has grown over time, but nevertheless it started at that point. And the idea being that this particular project I'm starting now is going to be the first station on the same branch line, so it's going to be the starting point of the branch that leads to Scaleby West. Completely fictitious, of course, but it's going to have a station, it's going to have some freight facilities, it's going to have a Loco storage facility as well, for Locos to sort of stable overnight. And it's a project I've been wanting to build for quite a while. The idea has been sort of developing in my head for quite a period of time, and now I'm going to get on with it. So the baseboard I'm using, it's not new. Built it about 8 years ago for Scaleby West, actually, as a second fiddle yard. And then when I decided I didn't really need it, decided to make it into a layout on its own. It began as a freight yard with the idea of a sort of shunting puzzle, which never really got off the ground, and then transferred it into having a station and got the track laid. Was never really happy with the track plan, so it never got any further than that. And the board has been sat in the back of the shop for quite some time, been used to sort of store stock that I've been servicing on it. Also items of stock that I run on the layouts in the shop. They've been stored on there when they're not in use, and it's sort of sat unloved at the back of the shop till now. But I brought it back. I've stripped it down, so I've taken off all the old track, taken off all the cork, and got it back to as near to a brand new empty baseboard as I could. And the first thing I've done is to lay a brand new layer of cork to act as the basis for the track. And for that I've used some of this stuff. This is our cork roll that we stock in the shop, and it's from a company called SPD UK, which I've never heard of up until recently, but they sent me some sample products, and I used it in a small project before, and I was really, really impressed with it. It comes in rolls. This is actually only about half a roll because I've used part of it already for the layout, but it comes in different thicknesses, different sizes. The one thing I really like about this is it doesn't shred when you're trying to cut it. It works really, really well. Easy to cut, easy to lay, doesn't fall apart as some of the other products do, and I've been really, really impressed with it. You can head to our website if you want to have a look at that. Once the cork's been down, I've played around with the track plan, got it how I want it to look, and so this is where we are right now. So this is the baseboard as it looks with the track on it. Just going to pan across there so you can see. So over on the left hand side here, you'll see where the train will exit on its journey. So this is the sort of departure point, and we've got a very, very long station line here, the station platform currently mocked up with balsa wood at the moment. It's not in its right position. Just checking clearances for a station building here. We've got the head shunt here where the Loco will come off the coaches. So the platform will take more than 2 coaches, which is really, really good and really useful. The head shunt doesn't look very big. It's only a single length of track, but it will take most of the stock I tend to use on my layout. So you get a Ginty in there, a standard 3 tank, fairly comfortable. A standard 4 tank will fit in there. A Midland 3F, it's slightly too long, but I might be able to sort of jiggle it around a little bit to get that. It's millimetres, not long enough, so I'll work on that. And then we can come over the points. I was a bit concerned at first with the series of points through the loop. So we've got the point here into the run round loop, and we've got 2 points here as well. So Locos will actually have to pass over 4 points in succession. I was a bit concerned about that, but I've tested it with some small Locos, and no problems, no issues running at all. So that's good. Just pan across the right. So this siding here, this is the first freight siding. It will take at least about 3 vans. Certainly will take 3 vans, no problem. The small station building here, this is a Bachmann Provender store. I'm actually taking it off Scaleby West. It broke when it fell off, and I replaced it with a newer version. But I'm going to build some kind of platform around it so you'll hide the damage, and it will work just well there because the damaged bit's facing away from the viewer anyway. Front siding will also take 3 wagons. So we've got 2 sidings for shunting freight here, and then the second power feed's been wired in here because we've got another siding here, and this is where the Loco is going to store. It's the Loco storage siding. Thought about having an engine shed, but decided not to, because if I have an engine shed, it's going to take up a big load of space there. And by just having a siding, I can actually use it for shunting the freight. I can bring wagons and stuff into there while I'm shunting, and technically can run the yard and the loop independently to the station. So that's the starting point, and it does all run really nicely. So let's have a look. So let's give it a bit of a test run at the moment. You'll see I've got the new Bachmann Thomas the Tank Engine model on the layout. It's got a short wheelbase. It's perfect for testing these small layouts, especially for ones that have got lots of points, such as this one. Going to do a full review of the Bachmann Thomas toys in one of our next shop update videos, so watch out for that. Just to run it slowly over the points, you can see no problem. Runs smoothly into the yard. Runs to the platform of the goods shed. And a little bit too much power there, bring it out. And then runs back into the Loco siding, which can also act as part of the shunting for the loop. So what I can now do is back it up and put it in the next siding.
So that's just a little introduction to this as yet unnamed project. Over the next few weeks, as I try to complete it in just 48 days, I'll be filming different aspects of the build, showcasing some of the products from the shop and how I use them to create the scenic effects. And we'll be sharing those in upcoming videos. So hopefully you enjoy that forthcoming series. Until then, keep calm, stay safe, build that model railway, and hopefully we shall see you very soon. Bye-bye.